the king of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the king of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. You are good, good. Oh, 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 let the king of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the king of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. You are good, good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, you are good, good.
You're never gonna let me down. 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 You're never gonna let me down.
My father's way may twist and turn, my heart may throb and ache, but in my soul I'm glad I know he maketh no mistake. My cherished plan may go astray, my hopes may fade away, but still I'll trust in my Lord to lead, for he does know the way. Though night be dark and it may seem the day will never break, I'll pin my faith, my all in him. his nearness, yet I'll gain. He knows my need, he knows my name, he leads my heart to e'er proclaim, oh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on the earth as it is above. The water returns the dove, what guides his hand is perfect love. Night be dark and it may seem the day will never break. I'll pin my faith, my all in him. He maketh no mistake. He maketh no mistake.
After the silence of waiting so long, we hear a baby's first cry. And into our midnight, a heavenly song whispers that hope is alive. Oh, joy to the world on this holy night. So sing with the angels that fill up the sky. Heaven broke through and now hope is alive. He is right here among us. Our God is with us tonight. And hope is alive. arms roll, whatever, my Lord, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control that Christ hath regarded my helpless estate, and hath shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul.
Welcome to the 2020 virtual Banquet fundraising event benefiting the Pregnancy Resource Center in Pelham of Sav-A-Life Shelby. From our humble beginnings in 1985, how would our founder, Jenny Doss, 35 years ago, have envisioned helping nearly 50,000 mothers, babies, and their families because of the crisis pregnancy she found herself in? After suffering the loss of her own son, Joshua, to complications with Down syndrome and experiencing a difficult pregnancy, she created what is now Sav-A-Life Shelby. Today's woman finds herself facing new challenges, navigating the virus maze while living in an all-digital world. Tonight you will hear our speaker, Steventhen, Holland, give his own story of hope and restoration after finding his mother after 27 years. Now he knows his real story. After the end of this presentation, you will be asked to partner with us financially with a one-time gift. Additionally, you will also be asked to consider providing a recurring gift to help us plan for our future in 2021. Lastly, our team of volunteers and staff have assembled a collage of how God restores our clients by providing hope. Hope that is demonstrated through us and other pregnancy centers across the country in a collaborative effort. Now, coming up next is our executive director telling about his experience at our center, having its finger on the pulse of this mission at the Pregnancy Resource Center in Pelham of Sav-A-Life Shelby.
I was sitting at my desk one day the door knocked to my office, a client of the Pregnancy Resource Center. She said, "Bob, I want to thank you so much for all you all have done. You've certainly helped me in my time of need. In fact, to be honest, I would not be having this baby if it were not for you all. But I have some advice to give you. You realize that being a university student and being agnostic in my background, every time you all spoke about Jesus, I would sort of grind my teeth. But realizing you were sincere and helping me at the same time, here's my advice. Being a marketing major, tone down the religion. Don't talk so much about Jesus." I said, "Well, thank you for that advice." She said, "Now I'm going next door to the other office and speak with Linda, who is the client advocate. Just say goodbye to her, but thank you." 20 minutes later, the door knocked again, and here's the both of them, Linda and Victoria. By the way, I share this with permission. They're crying. I said, "What is up?" "I just prayed to receive Christ as my Savior." Her life began to change immediately. In fact, just last week, I noticed a post on Facebook from she and her pastor husband. They're celebrating their 28th wedding anniversary. 28 years together serving Jesus Christ. I want to thank you in behalf of her and the other thousands of women like her who've attended the Pregnancy Resource Center and heard the good news of Jesus, who've been ministered to. And I want to tell you that it's not just the past, but the future. We're adapting to the future. Kelly and her fine staff and volunteers have adapted methods to meet all CDC guidelines and move to digital. And we are still seeing more and more young women come to our center who were originally thinking of abortion and now changed their heart and mind. You're probably going to hear more of those stories throughout this wonderful time together. But I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Because of you, the Pregnancy Resource Center in Pelham sees young women like Victoria every day, and young women and significant others hear the good news of Christ and have their lives changed. And of course, the unborn. You know, the unborn cannot speak for themselves, but you have been speaking up for them here in Pelham, Alabama for 35 years. And you are saying, keep me, protect me, watch over me. On behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ramona Ford. I am a client advocate at the Pregnancy Resource Center in Pelham, Alabama. It's part of Sav-A-Life Shelby. I like the client advocate job the best because I get to see clients and talk with them and get to know them. And one such client was Elizabeth. And Elizabeth came in January. She had come in November, was not pregnant, but when she came in January, she was. And her fiance, Isaac, was with her, and she was so excited about being pregnant this time. And he was too. He was just elated. But the problem was that they were living at home with her mother. Her mother was very against her having a baby, thought that was terrible, and that she would have to move out if she was pregnant. And so they were afraid, of course, to tell her. So they were going to California the next month to see his parents. And there they stayed there. They stayed with the family there, and the family was very excited.
I came to know Isaac and Elizabeth when they came into the center for a pregnancy test. They were then boyfriend and girlfriend. She tested positive, and we thereafter had an ultrasound. We talked about marriage. And I will tell you, eventually they got married, which was exciting. They planned to stay together for life. They eventually lost their housing here in Pelham, in this area. And so they moved out to Arcadia, California with Isaac's mother.
I was thrilled that Candace had been staying in touch with them, and she did until they had their baby just a couple of weeks ago.
Elizabeth had her baby. I followed her from the time she left to go to Arcadia till the time she had Chloe Faith. This is her little girl.
One thing she did was got them in touch with the Pregnancy Resource Center out there, and they helped her and followed through also.
She really did not have any resources. She had no friends that had babies or really any girlfriends. Her mother was pretty much estranged from her, so she kind of looked on me as her second mom, so she would call me and ask questions about the baby, and first of all her pregnancy and how she was doing, and ask questions. And then after Chloe Faith was born, she'd call me and ask me baby questions. So I've gotten to know Elizabeth and Isaac very well.
Stories like Elizabeth and Isaac's are the ember that sparks the flame that keeps us going each day. It's stories like theirs that have kept this ministry alive for 35 years. Story after story to carry on the tradition that Jenny Dawes started with her own crisis pregnancy. Sometimes it is almost overwhelming to think that we have been a part of something great, wonderful, bigger than ourselves, and working as a team in concert with God's Spirit. That is pretty awesome. At the Pregnancy Resource Center in Pelham, we need your support to help us continue this ministry.
Hello, my name is Steventhen, Holland. I'm so excited to be with you all tonight. I hate that I couldn't be with you in person, but I'd like to say a huge thank you to Sav-A-Life Shelby Pregnancy Resource Center for the amazing opportunity to share my story as we champion life together. So my story begins as an 8-year-old child. I had some friends at school that looked at me and said, "Man, you are so weird and different." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Weird and different?" And they're like, "Your whole family's white. Have you not noticed that? Because you are not white, you're brown." And I look at my hand, guys, and I'm like, they're not lying. They're telling the truth. I'm brown. Something is not right here, right? So I had a little freak out moment. I was, well, to be honest with you, I was hurt. I was broken. That's the first in my life I remember being broken. So I come home and I'm sitting on the edge of the bed with my mom, and I just wanted to go to sleep. But God had another plan, and she had another plan. She looked at me and she said, "Son, you are not laying your head on that pillow till you tell me what happened today, because I know something went down." And the floodgates just opened up. I started to weep. I started to cry. I told her what happened. She sits down on the edge of the bed and she pulls me in so close, like only a mother can do. And she said, "Son, I want you to know something. I love you. You are my son. You've always been my son, and you always will be my son." And then she says, "Hang on just a moment." So she gets up off the edge of the bed. She walks over to the closet and she pulls this folder out of this box. And in the folder, she sits down and opens it up, and there's 8 pages of typewriter paperwork, and there's about maybe a couple hundred pages of her journaling over the first 5 years of my life. And it was something that she was holding until this moment came to where she could gift me with this. And I never realized how powerful that moment was, and what a gift that would be, that folder. So what she tells me is this. Steventhen, we brought you into our family when you were only 7 days old. We got you when you were on the same bottle of formula you left the hospital with. Human Services, we brought you in as a foster child. Human Services said that he probably will not make it. And they wanted us to know that, but we still said yes because you're worth it. And wow, man, you talk about the tears flowing to have somebody tell you that you're worth it and they love you. Even though I was not their blood, I was their son, and they brought me into their home. They said they squeezed milk into my mouth when I was too weak to suck a bottle, and I was too weak my legs were drawn up into my body. They never put me down. Some people might say I'm a little spoiled, I don't know. But I'm thankful for them. They fought for my life when even some people would say that it's not worth fighting for. And I also had a birth mom that fought for my life. So this theme, as I think about this, I want to fast forward a little bit. Is when I get to college, I meet the love of my life. Her name is Rachel, and we start a friendship, and then quickly we realized that we want to be more than friends. We started dating, and we started talking about a family and what that would look like. So in June of 2006, Rachel and I got married, and very quickly we decided we wanted to start a family. So within 2 months, she had gotten pregnant. We were so excited to bring a child into our family, and 8 weeks into her pregnancy, she has a miscarriage and we lose our child. Man, so broken. But we have a successful pregnancy with Isabella. She's 13 today, and then we have our third pregnancy, and in the third pregnancy, 10 weeks into the pregnancy, we lose another child. So now we've had 2 miscarriages, and I'm asking God why. She's asking God why, but I'm internalizing, Lord, I was adopted. I don't know my race or ethnicity. I don't know my family history. I don't have any medical history. Lord, are we losing these babies because of me? And I was so hurt and broken. And in the midst of, we actually are on our 4th pregnancy now, and that's Eliana, who is our 10-year-old today, and we also have a 7-year-old, Cadence. But during that pregnancy with Eliana, the Lord spoke to my heart, and He said, it's time to look for your mom. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I already have a mom. And He's like, no, it's time to look for your birth mom. So I go into this box that I had been storing, this folder for many years. I pulled that folder back out that my mom gifted me with when I was 8 years old. And I open it up, and I take that paperwork, and I get on Google, and I start name searching because God said it was time. So within 3 days of looking online, I found a website for a man named Steve Holt, who just happened to be my birth uncle. He's a magician and ventriloquist from Spartanburg, South Carolina. I send this guy an email. I'm 27 years old, and I say, I think I'm your long-lost nephew. And you can imagine reading that email, right? But after that, I jump on a plane. I fly up from Tampa, Florida to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I get to meet my birth uncle for the first time at 27 years old. And he proceeds to tell me the story that I'd longed to hear. Why would a mother give up her son? And he said, my baby sister, your mom, was 18 years old in a mental facility. She would walk to work back and forth. They allowed her to do that. And one evening, she was actually raped by 5 men, took her innocence. And from that encounter, she got pregnant with you. She's in this facility and with no home, no money, no family. And they look at her and say, listen, probably your best option is to abort this child. You can't provide for it. And all I can tell you is that God is bigger than that. God's bigger than society and their views of society, because there was a purpose. And she said, I'm a mother of a child, even only functions 11-year-old mentally. She said, my son is worth fighting for. And she carried me homeless for almost the entire pregnancy, until by the end of the pregnancy, she was living in a cardboard box in a little town called Whitwell, Tennessee. If you're from there, it's Whitwell. And there just happened to be a family in this town that had had a miscarriage of a little boy 2 years prior to me being born. And God had opened their hearts to bring one more child, one more son, one more boy into their life. And man, God had a bigger plan that none of us could ever see or even imagine. So I'm learning all this and finding all this out in a moment. I mean, right there, just life laid out, right? This is how you got into the world, and what this woman did for me and this family did for me. And actually a community of people, 800 petition letters fought for my life for an adopted family to bring in a biracial child. But I want to go back to that conversation with my Uncle Steve. That's a powerful story, right? But the story doesn't end there. He said, your mom, my baby sister, is alive today. She's 5 hours south of where we stand right here in this moment. And this is what he asked me. He said, do you want to meet her? And without hesitation, what the Spirit of the Lord had spoke to me 2 years prior said, it's time. And that's exactly what I said. It's time. Can we go? So we actually jump in a car, drive 5 hours south to actually meet my mom for the first time. So here's what I want to do tonight. I want to allow you the opportunity to meet my hero, Glenda Sue Holt.
I love my sunshine, and I love my life, and I love all of y'all, and they'll forgive me. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed our magic show and our song and dance. All right.
I got a song.
And Stephen's going to sing for us.
I got a song. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved
A wretch like me, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
I want to show y'all how good God is. Glenda, you stay right here. Come here. I wasn't going to do it this way, but we are. Glenda Sue, you know I love you.
I love you.
You have been through a whole lot. And you've been the best girl you could be for 46 years.
Yes, sir.
And you had a little boy when you were about 18. And you missed that little boy.
Yes, sir.
His name was Steventhen William, but he has a different last name. The family that you gave him to take care of him, their last name was Holland. So his name is Steventhen William Holland. And this is him. This is your boy. He's a good boy. Let me You are his real mama. And you've been the best mama you could be to me.
I'm so happy you made the choice that you did. I love you too. Yes, he does.
We have pictures for you. He brought pictures for you. He has made a scrapbook for you. And he has, in the scrapbook, he has pictures of him. Remember the picture you carried of the little boy? You thought was your son, but wasn't really your son. But now you have real baby pictures of him. And you have pictures of the Holland family, Mr. and Miss Holland, that raised him. He has a lot of family. And they love you. They've always loved you.
Son, I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I love you deeply in my heart. And I want to say I'm glad that you're here today. And Mama loves you, and I have from this first time that you was in my belly. I sang to you, I read nursery rhymes to you, I remember all that. And this is your mama right here, and I love you, my son. And I want to show you something that I've learned. I love Jesus, and I want you to know that I love my family. And I know now I have a real big family that I can look forward to seeing.
Wow, isn't God just amazing? My hero, my mom, Glenda Sue Holt. She's so beautiful, and I'm so thankful for her. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my story, but we're not here just for me tonight. We're here to support this amazing organization that we call Sav-A-Life Shelby Pregnancy Resource Center, and I'm so thankful for them. Could you imagine if my mom, my hero, would have had a place to go like that for refuge and for hope, for assistance, and not have to be on the street? Now, I know God's plan is bigger than our circumstances. I get that. But I'm so thankful for an organization that, as I could think about, man, I wish my mom just had a place like that, that had somebody that tell her that she's worth it and that she's worth fighting for. And to mention that word fight, I want to focus on that tonight. I believe that Sav-A-Life, I know that they are, not believe, but I know that they are standing on the front lines for life every single day, even through the midst of all this craziness that we call life. And I also want to say that just like they're fighting for life, I had a family, I had a birth mom that fought for me. She saw worth, she saw value in her son, even when the world was saying that it's impossible. And just, well, honestly, as I think about this night is called Mission Possible. Wow. It just hit me, right? That most people would say that my life shouldn't even be possible. But God had a bigger plan that this woman, again, fought for her son. I also had an adopted family that said, you know what? You are worth fighting for. Even though you're not our color, you're not our blood, you are our son, and your life is worth fighting for. I had 800 petition letters that a community rallied behind this adopted family or this foster family to be able to adopt me because I was biracial in a white home in 1982 in the state of Tennessee, thought it might be better for me to be in a different color home. But this family didn't see color. They just saw love, and they saw Christ, and they saw a child that needed help, needed to be loved on. So guys, I want to encourage you tonight that we have the amazing opportunity to support Save-A-Life that's fighting for life every single day. And we can join in that fight. And I want to encourage you to do that in 3 ways. We can give of time. Maybe there's some time you can sacrifice to support them by using even your talents. What is it that God has placed in your heart and your abilities to support them? Reach out to Save-A-Life and see what you can do to join that effort. But also, the main reason we're here tonight is to raise support, financial support, through our treasures, through our giving. So I want to encourage you, tonight you can give a one-time gift, or you can give a monthly gift. But I want to talk about the one-time gift for a second. You can go on right now on your screen. There's a link that's shelbybanquet.org that you can give to, you can support. Also on that website, as soon as you go there, you can click the donate button and give. If you don't have the online access, you don't feel comfortable doing that, you should be receiving a comment card in the mail. So you can mail that check in or drop it off at the center, at the office. However you choose to do that, please just give, right? If it's worth the fight. But also not just the one-time gift. I want to encourage you, the lifeblood of any nonprofit organization is to have monthly support, consistent giving, so that they know they don't have to worry, that they will have the means to keep supporting life and saving life. And so again, same way, on the link that's provided right below, you can go to shelbybanquet.org to support by giving, clicking on the donate button, or you can maybe look at that comment card that you may be getting in the mail. But I want to encourage us again, if it's worth the fight, we will support. And I want to encourage you to support. If it wouldn't have been for people that fought for this guy's life, I would not be standing in front of you sharing tonight. It's been an honor. Thank you, and God bless.
Well, good evening. We'd like to thank you again for watching our program tonight. I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce myself. I'm a newly elected president for the board here at Sav-A-Life Shelby. My name is Ed Bull. I'm married to my bride of 41 years, Jerry Bull. We were high school sweethearts, and we've got 2 children, John and Rebecca. We've raised them here in Pelham. So we've been involved in our local community for many years. We've also been involved with Save-A-Life Shelby for a little over 30 years. Life, mission, possible. That's our theme tonight. Tonight we want to take an opportunity to share from our hearts about what that means, life, mission, possible to us. And to me, it comes from a passion that I believe God has placed there. And that passion for Save-A-Life has come through several different places. At some points in my wife and I's participation, it's been financially only. Some points of our involvement with the ministry has been through prayer support. And we have also done some volunteering. What we'd like to do tonight is we'd like to come before you and ask that you would also sense that passion that we have in our hearts. And that passion derives from effectively praying for our ministry. We would like to ask you to participate in prayer we would like to ask that you would just search the hearts of those in Shelby County that are in crisis and be in prayer for them. We would ask that you would ask God to change hearts, because our ultimate goal is to have 0 abortions in Shelby County. Tonight, we're coming before you to ask for a financial gift. Our goal tonight is $28,000. You say, what do we need $28,000 for? Well, we need that to continue on with our expenses throughout the end of this year. So we'd like for you to pray and ask God to show you what it is that you can do to participate. Pray and ask God how He might use you in your involvement in our ministry. You see, we need more than just financial gifts. We also need volunteers. And like I said earlier, we need prayer support. So we're asking you to commit to praying for us, to the one-time gift, to using the gifts that God has placed in you to volunteer for our ministry. And we'd like to ask you ultimately for what you might do for a maintenance gift monthly to help support our ministry throughout the future. Thank you again for participating. This isn't 1 or 2 people's ministry. This is our ministry. This is what God is doing in Shelby County. Thanks again for watching. We'd like to ask you to please show this to your Sunday school class, your friends, your family, your church, small groups. Share this that they too might capture the same passion that we have for life. Good evening.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved
a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
You gave me life when I had no chance. You gave me hope despite my circumstance. You gave me peace when I was on my knees, desperately searching for an answer to heal my broken heart, to take away all my scars. 'Cause I know that you will always be with me, and I know that you will stand by my side, and I know that you will love me till the end of time, and I know you're in control. So even though I'm broken, I find hope in knowing you created me for a purpose, to glorify your name. So I stand here with no fear of tomorrow, and even in my sorrow, I know that you are near, and I know that you will always be with me, and I know till the end of time, and I know you're in control.
Benefiting the Pregnancy Resource Center of Pelham. Well, I'm sorry.
Where I need to go so I don't ramble or whatever, which I rambled anyways, but.
Down by the river, when they came and they pulled us up, and I saw the solution.
Please tell me you're recording.
You're not recording.